Hello, I just wanted to share the mostly asked questions in an ESL interview, and we're going to be doing the real talk. Well, I guess nowadays we know that ESL is very popular, especially for new graduates or even other professionals actually do this job. So I just wanted to help. I've been doing ESL for more than 4 years already, and I've been into four different companies. So I just wanted to share some tips, what you need to prepare on some interview questions. This one, the first thing, of course, we're going to be asking is your educational background. So, as much as possible, college degree graduate, or your major is related to language or probably English. But to be honest, nowadays, it's actually not about the English language stuff. As long as you graduated any 4 year degree course, but your English should be good, specifically your accent. So, what they're looking for your accent is most probably neutral or maybe Americanized accent. Because as you know, for some companies, they're not so very strict about it. As long as you sound good, that's already okay. Actually, I've been in this one company and I've had some co-teachers and they're not even graduates, but their English are so good, so I guess that's the reason they were also hired. And of course, maybe they're quite so good with the grammar, the vocabulary, so you need to really impress the interviewer. Also, please note some company will task you to take an online English test because they're going to check on some basic grammar that you know. But on top of that, you sound good. That's a plus point. The accent is very, very important. For the job experience, so some companies are very strict about job experiences, but most give chances to everybody as long as they see potential in you. So, as I said, for fresh graduates, there's no experience, right? But if they hear that you sound good, if they see that you're passionate, you have this personality of teaching, you will be hired instantly. And also, as much as possible, you mention any experience that is related to teaching, may that be a short term or long term, and even if it's not a formal company, say for example, freelancing or tutoring your nieces, your cousins, those are actually going to be very helpful. And you know what? Sometimes some interviewers actually lie, so I think better not do that one. You can just be honest. Just show that you're passionate to get the job, all right? And as much as possible, try to show your certificates of certificate of employment. That's going to be very helpful. This one, speaking of certificates, you don't need to have all of this one, but as much as possible, you should have one. Like you could be TOEFL, TESOL, IELTS, TOEFL, and other things. But for the English teachers or teachers, you can also present your what's that? I forgot. It's like a license for, especially for English teachers, but also for other teachers. If you're not majored in English, you can choose to get this one. So there's actually a lot of available resources on the internet, and you can just pay some specific amount of money, but it's not going to cost you a lot. For some, sadly, they actually even take those fake certificates. But for some companies, they would take it. They're not very strict about checking on it. But of course, if you really want to do a good job, then we try to be as honest as possible. So I'm saying, check the internet. There is some good stuff. You can get certificates. You can have 120-hour courses, and you will be given a certificate. Also, for the teaching style, they're going to be asking you how do you teach students with different personalities, because given that you're going to be teaching some kids, some teenagers, adults, professionals, so make sure to prepare on this question like how are you going to handle students which are not attentive like kids. So because sometimes kids actually they also have parents beside them, so how are you going to be teaching them? Also, this one, as I mentioned, handling students who don't have interest in the class, especially for children, for kids, they have a very short span of listening. So make sure that you are jolly, you're playful in the class, you have some games, you have some sticker notes that you're going to attract the student to actually listen to you. So you just tell them that I'm gonna be a jolly teacher. I will prepare beforehand. I will prepare some teaching materials, instructional materials to get their attention. And as much as possible, I want to engage to them, maybe personally, because sometimes some kids or some students, they really don't like to be associated with just book based. So you can also tackle some personal discussions. And if you're able to get the attention, then you can go back to the class, something like that. Also, here they're going to be asking for the availability of time for teaching. As you know, mostly it's actually afternoon to evening, and some actually it's a grave shift. It really depends on the company, if it's based in China, based in Japan, Korea, Europe, and America. So be also mindful that you must be prepared for the time given. And specifically Chinese, Japanese, it's very popular in our country, Koreans. That's mostly afternoon to evening. Well, some companies they open up like midnight until morning, so it's like a 24-hour shift. So be careful. There are some companies are going to be they will give you the privilege to open your free time, but mostly actually companies they handle or they plot your own schedule. So you should ask them first beforehand. So there, the last one, you should have the commitment. They will be asking you, are you really passionate about it? Are you going to stay with them? Stuff like that. So besides the technical questions about your internet, your connection, your laptop, your backups, these are the common things that they would be asking for you. So there, I hope it helped you a bit and I wish you good luck for your ESL journey. Thank you very much.